All right, this is what we want to see here. Multiple Democrats from AOC to Adam Schiff are applying maximum pressure to any Republican who may have profited or benefited from Trump's brazen market manipulation over the past week. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene, for example, who is somehow wrong on everything. She's impressively wrong on every single topic, somehow turns into Warren Buffett the week that Trump announces his catastrophic tariffs and knows the exact stocks to buy at the exact time, right before the market flies back up. And you can be free to believe it's a coincidence, but I'm just going to lay out the facts as we have them because the facts are pretty damning. So let's start from the beginning. Friend of the show, Brett Meiselas, will explain the market manipulation that started.
It should be noted that Trump this morning encouraged his followers to buy stock, writing just hours before he made the announcement, quote, "This is a great time to buy DJT." Naturally, once Trump made the announcement, the markets had a massive jump. Market manipulation, anyone? The Trump propagandists kicked right into gear, calling this panicked reversal the art of the deal and pretending that Trump was not reacting to crashing the global economy and U.S. bond markets. Trump's chief propagandist, Caroline Leavitt, was one of those people calling this the art of the deal.
Many of you in the media clearly missed the art of the deal. You clearly failed to see what President Trump is doing here.
It's so embarrassing. She literally did this meme. Trump goes, "I'm adding the tariffs." His followers go, "This will create jobs." Trump says he's removing tariffs. His followers go, "This is the art of the deal." And the cycle repeats.
All right, so that was the obvious market manipulation. That was brazen. That was blatant, out in the open. Hours before he causes the market to shoot up, he says now is a great time to buy. He also could be creating plausible deniability. So if he gave people some sort of insider secrets, those people can now just claim that they bought because they saw his Truth Social post, and they have a level of plausible deniability that they wouldn't have before. But I mean, when he removed these Liberation Day tariffs, remember, there are still tariffs in place, 10% on all countries, 25% on some, and then 145% on China. But the Liberation Day tariffs, the massively insane tariffs, those were removed. Someone said, LMAO, the amount of spy calls increased by over 10 times, literally 10 minutes before the announcement. So somebody front ran this announcement and took a massive gamble and said, hey, we truly think the stock market's going to fly in the next 10 minutes, and it did. That's why Adam Schiff is demanding an insider trading probe over the Trump tariff pause, and there are some key people that are really suspicious. We'll talk about Marjorie in 1 second, but Senator Adam Schiff of California launched an investigation into whether President Trump or his allies benefited from market manipulation tied to sudden tariff policy reversals. And you know what's really annoying me is Republicans keep going online and saying, we don't really care if it was market manipulation. Nancy Pelosi has done the same thing. There's a few key points here. If Nancy Pelosi did that, I will call her out. I fully condemn Nancy Pelosi for any insider trading she's ever done. But secondly, anything that any Democrat has ever done is not nearly as on the scale of intentionally crashing the market 10 to 15%, crashing global markets, and then front-running or allegedly allowing people to front-run the recovery, even though the next day it has dropped already again, but many people have probably cashed out. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's trading activity is under scrutiny. It is uniquely unusual, including up to $750,000 in Treasury bond purchases before Trump's Liberation Day tariff announcement, and just wait until you see what she did after. Schiff is calling for whistleblowers to step forward and vowing to pursue any credible leads. Now, did President Trump just pull off the biggest insider trading stunt we've ever seen? We'll see. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York is asking the same question. She tweeted out, any member of Congress who purchased stocks in the last 48 hours should probably disclose that now. I've been hearing some interesting chatter on the floor. Disclosure deadline is May 15th. We're about to learn a few things. It's time to ban insider trading in Congress. Someone responded, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene bought $275,000 worth of stocks from Apple and Nike, etc., all companies that depend on Chinese manufacturing. You should look into that. She'll probably disclose at the end of her 30-day window when all of this blows over to avoid scrutiny. Now, all of this is alleged because we'll see what comes out in 1 month, roughly 1 month on May 15th, but even AOC says she heard interesting chatter on the floor. We have multiple sources alleging that Marjorie Taylor Greene not only placed $750,000 in the bonds before Trump's insane announcement, meaning she wanted to protect her money, but that she also bought key companies that allowed her to front-run the recovery. And again, AOC says, interesting chatter on the floor. I wonder what that could mean. And the truth is, Congress has operated like a shadow hedge fund for years now. Lawmakers sit in private briefings about economic policy, about regulatory shifts, about national security, and then lo and behold, some of them just happen to make very lucrative stock moves in the days following these very secret meetings, and nothing happens to them. But this is different. This is too obvious to ignore. Yes, if Nancy Pelosi is inside trading, that is terrible. That is absolutely awful. But the fact that Trump just temporarily nuked everyone's 401k, and maybe some of his allies benefited, that is wild. Like, check this out. Marjorie Taylor Greene's suspicious stock trade soars 29% despite tariffs. And this one was from a few days ago. Given her lackluster stock pick history, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not the likeliest member of Congress to thrive in a very challenging market, yet she appears to be one of the few investors to have recorded significant gains in recent weeks. And hey, I'm just asking questions here. I'm just asking questions. Specifically on March 3rd, the representative purchased up to $15,000 worth of Dollar General shares at an approximate price of $71.89. On March 7th, she executed another trade at $81.84, $15,000 in size. Now, though the second trade initially appeared poorly timed as DG stock halted its short-lived rally mere days later, subsequent trading led to a significant equity appreciation, and throughout the tariffs, Marjorie Taylor Greene fared quite well. Now we have a new article. Marjorie Taylor Greene makes multiple stock purchases, including Amazon and Apple. And this one is brand new. This one happened yesterday after Trump paused the tariffs. Marjorie Taylor Greene, representing Georgia's 14th congressional district. Shout out Georgia. You guys elect some whack politicians, but that's okay. I still love the Georgia fans. MTG has made a series of stock purchases. Some would say genius. Stellar stock purchases. Maybe we underestimated Marjorie Taylor Greene's absolute genius. Or she knows something that we don't. According to a recent congressional trade report, these transactions have involved some of the biggest names in the corporate world. She's bought Amazon, Apple, and honestly, buying those stocks in and of itself isn't odd. I would buy some Apple too if I had the liquidity, but it's the timing. It's the timing of it all that is very, very odd and leaves people to question it. And I do wonder what AOC has heard on the House floor, what type of interesting chatter she's heard, because AOC, along with Adam Schiff and many other Democrats, are calling this blatant market manipulation, which I'm glad. I'm glad they're not walking around, or I'm glad they're not trying to fluff it up. They're just saying it is market manipulation. If even one of Trump's allies, or even if one person in Trump's circle or his, peripheral circle knew that he planned to reverse course and when he planned to reverse course and traded based off that information, that is insider trading. That is a felony. But they're betting no one will hold them accountable because no one ever really does hold anyone associated with Trump accountable. And if they do, they get pardoned. That's another interesting thing. If you commit a federal crime and you do insider trading, can Trump just pardon you after? But going back to Marjorie Taylor Greene, I just want to sum it up. She didn't just buy Dollar General and then profit at the key time. She bought Apple, Amazon, JP Morgan, UPS, FedEx. She even threw in Berkshire Hathaway for good measures. That's not diversification. That's someone trying to mimic what institutional investors would do if they had the information that they had. You don't need to be a genius investor when you're sitting in Congress and when you're friends with the president. And AOC is finally forcing this conversation into the mainstream. So make sure you drop a like for AOC to hold people accountable. Drop some blue hearts to help boost this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.